Most people in America will never experience true success. That's the harsh truth. And it's not because they're not intelligent, not because they don't have opportunities, and not because they lack dreams. It's because of three deadly patterns that almost everyone falls into: comfort, fear of failure, and a complete lack of persistence. Let's start with the first one, comfort. America has given people more comfort than any other nation in history. Air-conditioned homes, fast food on every corner, entertainment streaming in seconds, cars that do half the driving for you. And what happens when a society becomes too comfortable? People lose their edge. They lose their hunger. They lose that fire inside them that pushes human beings to climb higher. You look at history, the people who built this country, immigrants, pioneers, entrepreneurs, they didn't have comfort. They had survival. They had to fight for everything. They worked 60-hour days. They risked everything. They endured pain and hardship most Americans today couldn't even imagine. And that hardship forged resilience. That struggle built greatness. But now, most people in America want the dream without the struggle. They want the wealth without the grind. They want the lifestyle without the sacrifice. And that's why success slips away from them. Because success doesn't come to those who are comfortable. It comes to those who are willing to step outside of it, to embrace the hard, the uncertain, the painful. Comfort is the killer of ambition, and if comfort doesn't stop people, then fear of failure does. This is the second reason. You see, most Americans are terrified of looking stupid. They're terrified of trying and failing in front of others. They care more about how they look than about who they could become. So they hold back. They dream, but they never act. Or they act a little, but the moment they stumble, the moment they face rejection, they retreat. But here's the truth. Every successful person you admire has failed more times than most people have even tried. Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Entrepreneurs go bankrupt, lose everything, and come back stronger. Athletes lose championships before they ever taste victory. Failure is not the end. Failure is the path. It's the tuition you pay for greatness. The tragedy is that most people never allow themselves to pay it. They choose safety over risk. They choose mediocrity over embarrassment, and so they never truly live. They stay in jobs they hate, in lives they never wanted, because the idea of failing on the way to success feels worse than never trying at all. That fear silently buries millions of dreams every single year in this country. But even beyond comfort and fear, there's one final reason most Americans never succeed. And it's the most brutal truth of all. They simply quit too soon. Lack of persistence. It's not that people don't start. Oh, they start plenty of things. They start diets. They start businesses. They start new projects. But when it gets hard, when the results don't show up fast enough, when the hype fades, they give up. America is addicted to instant gratification. You want food. It's delivered in 20 minutes. You want entertainment. It's streaming in seconds. You want attention. Post online and likes pour in. Everything is fast, easy, immediate. But success doesn't work that way. Success takes years of consistency before the world even notices you exist. And most people just don't have the patience for that. Think about it. Millions of people sign up for gyms in January. By February, half are gone, not because it doesn't work, but because it doesn't work instantly. They quit before the results show. The same thing happens with businesses, careers, even personal goals. People quit just before the breakthrough. They stop watering the seed just before it would have grown. And that's why so few people ever rise to the top. Because the world rewards persistence above all else. Not talent, not luck, Not even intelligence, persistence. The willingness to keep showing up day after day, year after year, when nobody claps for you, when nobody sees your work, when nobody believes in you. That persistence is what separates the dreamers from the achievers. So when you put it all together, it becomes clear. Most Americans will never succeed because they live in comfort. They fear failure, and they quit too soon. They never break free from that cycle. And unless you decide to live differently, to think differently, to act differently, you'll stay stuck in the same trap. But here's the good news. If you can do the opposite, if you can reject comfort, embrace failure, and persist long after others quit, you will rise. You will separate yourself from the 99%. You will break through, because greatness doesn't belong to the majority. It belongs to the few who refuse to settle. So the choice is yours. Will you join the crowd that gives up before success? Or will you be the one who proves that comfort, fear, and quitting don't define you? Because remember this, the difference between those who dream and those who achieve is persistence. Winners simply refuse to quit.